Okay, so in this video, I want to share with you the sliding window technique. Some problems require you to know this technique so that you can solve them faster. And obviously, to pass all the constraints, you will need this because brute force will not work everywhere. So let us start with the first problem. We are required to find the longest subarray with at most k distinct elements. So let us take an example. Suppose this is the array A, this is the array, and suppose k is 3. That means we need to find the longest subarray with at most 3 distinct elements. So at most means what? 0, 1, 2, so on up till k. So maximum number of distinct elements it can have is k. So we want the longest subarray. So all of us know the brute force approach, the O of n square approach, right? The O of n square approach is simple. Just iterate over all the elements, all the subarrays and find out. But we do not want to do that. We want to become more efficient. So let us first of all scan through this array and try to find the answer. Like what can be the answer? So we need to find a subarray with 3 distinct elements. So, okay, 1, 2, 2, 4. We can see that this subarray has 3 distinct elements. If I include 5, then it will become 4 distinct, which is not possible. So this is one possible answer. So one possible answer is from 1 to 4. Okay. So I'm denoting 1 to 4 like lower limit, upper limit. So this is one subarray. Let us see from this index 2, 2, 4, 5, 6. So this is one answer, like 2 to 5. It has at most 3 distinct elements. Let us see here 2, 4, 5. No, 6 is not possible. Let us see from this element, this 4, 5, 6, 5. Yeah, so there are 3 distinct elements. So 4 to 5. That is this 5. So longest subarray length in this example will be 4. So now we know the answer, but how to get it in how to get it efficiently and without complicating things. Like what did we do? We were traversing. When we were traversing, we were checking how many distinct elements are there. Indirectly, what were we doing? We were checking if the number of distinct elements is less than k. If it ever became greater than k, then we would stop. So in sliding window technique, it is all, suppose this is a window. This window satisfies the condition. In sliding window technique, what we do is we either shrink this window or we expand it further. So we have to either shrink the window or expand it depending upon whether the condition is satisfied or it is not being satisfied. Like in this case, I'll just remove all this. Like in this case, see 1, we have 2 then. So initially our window size was this much only. Then our window size became this. Then our window size again increased. Then our window size again increased. But then it did not increase. Then what happened? Then this element came in, but we made this our window. Over here in this example, we did not shrink, but you can think of it like this. This part is now removed. This part is removed. This one was removed, and this is the new window. Only this is the window. So similarly, we keep moving the window and shrinking it until the condition is satisfied. If the condition is not satisfied, we keep shrinking. Or otherwise, we keep enlarging because we want to find longest, right? In this example, we want to find longest subarray. So we'll keep expanding the window. We'll keep shrinking it if we don't satisfy. So how to code this? First of all, what do we need? So to demonstrate the example, let us take some input array and let us say our k value is 3. Sorry for that. So k value is 3, okay. Now we want to implement sliding window. So for this, we should make use of unordered map. Why unordered map? Unordered map basically helps us to store elements in any order, and the time complexity on an average case is O of 1. Unordered map will help us store elements in any order, and average time complexity is O of 1. So that is why we prefer unordered map. What is this map used for? This map is used for storing the distinct elements. I'll tell you how we use it. So we have fixed our k value to 3. That means longest subarray having at most 3 distinct elements. So now we'll take some variables. Let us say low. Let low be 0. And let us say high. Let high also be 0. So we'll run a loop until high is less than n. Until high is less than n. What we shall do is we shall keep putting the elements in the map. We shall keep putting the elements in the map, the array elements. And let us run a while loop inside this loop. So this while loop means until the size of the map becomes less than or equal to k, we have to keep removing elements, right? Because as I told you, once the window does not satisfy the condition, we need to shrink the window. We need to shrink means we need to remove something. We need to remove some elements. So that is why we'll write this loop. This loop will run until the map size becomes less than or equal to k. Inside this loop, what to do? Inside this loop, we shall decrease this value. What is L? See, L was initially 0. As I told you, we've initially had this window, okay? Then when 5 came, our window became this. That means we removed 1. That is what we are doing here. We are removing 1. Why are we removing 1 now? You can see in this example clearly, as soon as 5 comes, this condition will come into play. As soon as 5 comes here in this example, then this condition will happen. So we'll keep removing. And if at all this this element, the occurrence, the count of this element becomes 0, then we have to remove it from the map, right? Let us remove it. Otherwise, let us increase L. That means we will continuously keep shrinking the window until this condition is not satisfied. That means until the map size becomes less than or equal to k, we'll keep shrinking the window in this manner. And to find the max value, that is maximum length, maximum subarray, the longest subarray, I'll take a value m and I will store this. Basically, high minus L plus 1 is the length of the subarray. We need the longest, the largest out of all of this. That is why I'm storing that value in m, like this, max of m comma h of h minus L plus 1. H minus L plus 1 will be the length of the subarray. So this while loop is for shrinking the window. This while loop is for shrinking the window, and this condition is for increasing window size. This will keep increasing the window size. This will keep shrinking it. Whatever is maximum, we will take it here, and then we will print the maximum. So let us test it for our example. We had how many elements here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we had 7 elements, 1, 2, 2, 4, 5, 6, 5. And our k value is 3. So instead of k, let me put 3. So k was here, right? Instead of k, let me put 3. Let us see if we get the answer. So we're getting time limit exceeded. This is because we have not increased h value. Otherwise, this loop will run infinite many times, right? We need to increase h. H will be the upper limit. So we need to increase h. So now let us run and check. Yes, we can see 4 is the answer. We had also got 4. If you want to know which subarray, you can print that also. You can make 2 indices over here. You can take, like, if you're finding the maximum, you can also find the indices, that is the starting and ending point of the subarray. You can find and print the subarray also. As we see in this example, there are multiple subarrays. Even you will get multiple subarrays. So that is not to worry. The question was to find the longest subarray with k distinct, with at most k distinct elements. So we have done that. So this is the code for that problem. L is the lower limit here, lower limit, and H is the upper limit. Lower limit of subarray, upper limit of subarray. In this while loop, we are shrinking the window. In this outer while loop, basically we'll be increasing window and we'll be recording the maximum window size. This is recording the maximum window size. And finally, we print that size. So this was the first problem in sliding window technique. There are many such problems. They all have almost the same logic, the same idea. You have to keep shrinking the window, increasing the window size, depending upon the constraints, the problem. Problems can become tougher. I shall take those problems. We'll do all of them one by one. So the first problem, I hope you understood. If you did, please share it with your friends, whoever is learning programming with you. It will be a big help for me. Subscribe to the channel, and I shall be making more videos every day on such techniques. For people who don't know or want to learn it in a better way, you can watch this video. You can pause the video and have a look at the code again. Unordered map, again I'll repeat, it is helpful because average time complexity is O of 1. whereas the map, it is log n. So it is better to use unordered map. So I hope all of you know how to use map, arrays function. All that will be easy only. You learn that very easily. It's nothing to worry. So even if you don't know, you can have a look at it. It is very intuitive. You'll already know how to use it after watching the video. So don't need to worry about that. So in this example, I've taken k value as 3. You can input any value of k and change this to k. You can change here to k. So this is the standard code for the problem. So this is how you solve it. And thank you for watching. Bye.